NCA is in Banff, Alberta, Canada again. We were here a few weeks ago. We were identifying cellular towers, EMF radiation. We found some significant concerns. We decided to come back because there were some other things that we observed that were troubling us. This is of particular interest to NCA because it's federal jurisdiction. It's a national park under strict federal jurisdiction. So the federal government, the parliament, is having complete say over what's going on in this park. Ironically, the Banff City Council, they claim they're conforming to the highest environmental standards. But what if those standards are corrupt? So we're going to disclose some things that are connected to what we call the global technocracy, surveillance grid, and what's coming. So we encourage people to go into other national parks, other federal jurisdiction to get more information. But this is one example of what's coming, and we've been warning about it, NCA. This is 5G is not just the next generation. It's actually the gateway for the AI technocracy. Let's be clear about that, and that's what NCA, we've been focused on that. It affects all of us regardless of our religious belief, non-religious belief, our color of our skin, where we're from, where we're born. It doesn't matter. We're all affected. So beware. We're gonna disclose some really disturbing things today. So they started to in 2017, they started to implement smart components into the Banff National Park, which is disappointing. There's actually a surveillance grid in the parking, and they're tracking all the people that come and go in here. We think there may be facial recognition components going on in this federal jurisdiction area. So right here we got, these are small cell antennas. And there's quite a lot of them around the parking. You see that there, right? So this is part of the surveillance grid. This is just one component. And there's the parking there. They're keeping track of license plates, who comes and goes. And this is what's coming. This is what NCA's been warning about. And it doesn't matter which multi-controlled opposition in power. They're all doing the same thing. They all have the same overall agenda. And this is tied to UN Agenda 21, which Mulroney adopted, and UN Agenda 2030, which Harper adopted in 2015. And the Trudeau Liberal government is fully implementing, not to mention most of the provincial governments and at the municipal level. But let's walk up here. There's some really disturbing stuff up here. But this is all part of the surveillance grid that's coming. You're going to lose your freedom. You're going to have no privacy. It's going to be like China. They're going to keep installing these cameras. With the 5G, is only going to speed everything up. So we're heading into a parking area, but then there's something else after that that's going to shock you. So in Banff, they have smart components in all the parking. So they're tracking you, your license plate, when you're there, when you leave. This is the reality of it. And you saw the small little Wi-Fi, small cell antennas. Take a look around, let us know if you see anything unusual. But what I'm going to show you is really deceptive. And unless you're aware of your environment, you're not even going to notice it. So here we are at one of the main intersections on Banff Avenue and Buffalo Street, if you've ever been to Banff, Alberta, Canada. As I mentioned, it's a national park. So this is a good example of the surveillance grid at this main intersection. I'm just gonna zoom it around and let me know if you see anything unusual. Do you see anything there unusual? I'll get a bit closer here. So what we have here, this is a major, it's a four-cornered surveillance grid right here on Banff Avenue and Buffalo Street. They got surveillance cameras on all corners. There's one of them hidden underneath the pole there. You see that? And there's one right there, keeping track of everyone. Remember, this is federal jurisdiction. We're just gonna cross the street here. This is more disturbing over here. Unbelievable. Look at these cameras. It's like we're in China here. Look at this. Unbelievable. It's through their ID department. I wouldn't be surprised if there was facial recognition. Look at those cameras. We'll get around. Big Brother's watching you guys. This is all coming out of the corrupt federal government, the corrupt parliament. Look at that. This is like Beijing, Shanghai. Right there. Monitoring everyone, part of the surveillance grid. This and the city of Banff actually admits it. If you go to their website, they'll say, yeah, we're monitoring everyone. We're doing surveillance. We're tracking them. And they got these cameras all along these streets, hidden underneath these poles. No one's aware of it, but another thing to do, I mentioned the parking. They're tracking there, they're taking license plates. But this is all part of the surveillance grid. You're gonna lose your freedom through this. That's what people need to realize. So let's go over here. But these are all up and down this surveillance. They have those cameras tracking the number of people, who's coming. And we wouldn't be surprised if there was facial recognition. Eventually there'll be facial recognition. But there's Big Brother again. Watching you. Look at that, eh? Look at that. No privacy. And this is only the beginning, everyone. That's what NCA's been telling you. This is just the start of what's coming. Look, right there. Doesn't that look like China to you? Look. You're being watched. You got no privacy. If you have no privacy, what freedom do you have? They're watching everything you're doing. They're tracking you. There's already dragnet surveillance on everyone. Think about it. But this is the global technocracy that NCA's been warning about. And this is only the beginning of this. We want to stop it. We want to raise awareness. So we're encouraging people to wake up we're just, that's all we can do. NCA is a registered federal party. We're grassroots, but we need the people to empower us so that we can do what's right for the people. That's all there is to it. But this is another example. Please share the message. We're very concerned about what we're seeing. Again, this is at the beginning stage of this technocracy that's coming. It's going to be a nasty world. Freedom is going to be at a premium. When you have zero privacy, you're being watched all the time. Think about it. Please share the message.